Morning, folks. It's heading towards the end of the week. Actually, what is it? It's Thursday the 21st of October. I haven't done a video for a while. Markets have been a little bit quiet. Well, when I say that, they have been trending, which is something I've been waiting for a long time. Anyway, I'm looking at gold at the moment. We've been trading gold really well, actually. We've had support down in the low 1760 area. Really, that's just from this little trend line fib on the 1 hour chart. But on the bigger picture, if I can just expand that on my screen, it's really coming from the daily chart. The short-term charts are not really making a lot of sense because we're really in a sideways trend. So I've been using the daily chart to get my level. Now I've really just used this moving average and the 50% fib, and then I've now got a trend line in there, of course. And I've got resistance up in the sort of 1790, 1795 area. We've been scalping those levels really successfully. We didn't quite get to the sell level. The other day we got 1789. My sell level was 1790, 1795. And that will remain the important resistance level, as you can see, just held below there yesterday. Maybe we'll test it today. That would be a nice opportunity for us. Perhaps, let me just adjust myself here. Silver's been a bit more confusing. Well, I thought I had a grip on silver. I had resistance at 24.10, 24.20, 24.30, and we broke above it, so I thought that was a buy signal. Now I'm not too sure. We've dipped down as far as 24.10, not a major problem. Bulls still in control, but we really are going to have to hold above sort of 24.20 for me to be confident of bulls remaining in control of this little recovery here. You can see the 38.2% fib resistance is at 24.20, and we've also got that trend line, well, what was a trend line until we broke through it. So I have to admit, the silver picture is a little bit more confusing today. I thought we would race up, but we haven't done that. We pulled back to the support level. The dollar has been weakening significantly. We spotted that when the dollar index rejected the resistance level at 94.5. Now that dollar index has come off quite significantly. It's now down at 93.65. So that all went according to plan. Therefore, buying the the Aussie against the euro was what we were looking for. Buying the New Zealand dollar against the US dollar, we were also looking for that. Now, the thing is, we're now hitting resistance. We didn't quite touch my resistance level of around 75.55, coming from the Fibonacci, the trend line, and the 200-day moving average. But we have rejected it. Now look at this candle on the daily chart. That is looking quite negative already. If we were to close the day below 74.63, we would have a very important bearish engulfing candle. So we'll have to see what happens on the close there. But even if we were to close where we are now, we would have something of a reversal, a negative candle. And when you bear in mind that it is at that strong resistance level, I would be concerned that, well, I would be concerned that certainly we will trade sideways. I think we can forget about any more moves to the upside. We might trade sideways for a while. Let's see if we can hold above 74.77, 74.63. If we do that, then the bulls are in for a chance to test that resistance level and at least maybe trade sideways. These markets do like to trade sideways. New Zealand dollar, same sort of thing. We hit some resistance at the 61.8% fib, which is at around 72.10. We're pulling back again. So we have potential negative candles on these pairs. We have potential bullish candles on the dollar. We have to really wait for the end of the day. You know, this could recover and be up on the day. So we can't jump the gun. It's only early in the morning. What is it now? 9 o'clock. It's only the beginning of the day. But already we are seeing potential negative candles at the resistance levels. If it wasn't for the fact that we were hitting the resistance levels, I wouldn't pay too much attention to it. But if you look at the daily chart, we are overbought, we are hitting resistance, and we are seeing negative candles. So just be careful. Now the yen is the yen's collapsed, really crashed, and we've caught most of that move. We were buying breakout, so we caught most of the move. Not the early stages. Initially, I was selling into the resistance levels, but once they broke, then we just ran with it. Now the Aussie yen is hitting resistance around 86.40. We haven't quite got there yet. Where did we get to? We got to 86.24. So we didn't quite get to my level. We've backed off from there. So yeah, I'm seeing potential for weakness in the yen as well. I'm waiting for a sell signal. But look at this daily chart. We've already got a potential bearish engulfing candle. That would be enough to convince me that the market has topped at the resistance level in really overbought conditions. Look at the stochastic on the bottom there. So again, we have to wait for the close. I've seen bearish engulfing candles like this early on in the day that haven't played out. The buyers have come in, the price has rocketed back up, and then the market's continued higher. So don't jump the gun. We have to wait for that confirmation. There's nothing else we can do but wait. However, if I do show you the short-term charts, now then, clearly we've got some significant downside already on the, well, not quite in bearish engulfing candles, but big negative candles on the hourly chart. But check this out. On the 4-hour chart, we have this huge bearish engulfing candle. In fact, it engulfed 2 of the previous blue candles, and we've got follow through to the downside with another negative candle. So this is looking pretty negative. Strictly speaking, I would wait for the bearish engulfing candle on the daily chart. We may just hover around here for the rest of the day and close. Don't know, jumping the gun, but certainly the 4-hour chart indicates that the market has topped. Does that mean the market's going to crash? No, not necessarily. The market may trade down to the support levels that I've already given you in today's reports and bounce off there. So it doesn't mean that what we've just seen will be reversed and then by the end of the month we'll be back down here. It might just mean that we go sideways. It might mean that we hold the support levels and rally through. So obviously you have to keep up to date with my updates on Telegram and my daily reports that come out in the morning. Dollar yen less exciting. The dollar and the yen are weak, so neither of them have really moved much. Dollar winning a little bit over the yen. The yen's been slightly weaker. When you look at my chart here, we've got a big trend line going back to, where is this now? That is, well, anyway, I think it's 2018, beginning of 2018. So we're looking at 2.5 years, almost 3-year trend line up around there at 133.60. Sorry, this is euro net yen, not the dollar yen. The euro yen has really rocketed. Obviously, the euro yen has taken off, but again, hitting some resistance here in the euro yen. Very overbought on the daily chart, of course. Let me just bring that down for you. Very overbought on the daily chart. Something of a negative candle yesterday, not a sell signal as far as I'm concerned, but that sort of doji indicating that the market's probably running out of steam. So when you bear in mind, again, hitting another resistance level, overbought, had a good run, a minor negative candle, you have to ask yourself, is this market probably going to trade sideways and mark time before we get the next big move either to the upside or the downside? Canadian dollar versus Japanese yen, another one of my favorites. As you can see, we've been struggling lately. Well, certainly on the 4-hour chart. This is the 4-hour chart. We've got a bearish engulfing candle on the 4-hour chart up here with some follow through to the downside as well. So a minor negative signal at this stage. On the daily chart, possible bearish engulfing candle will form. Again, wait for the end of the day, but if that was to happen in such severely overbought conditions, I would be concerned that certainly the market has topped, maybe trade sideways or a little bit to the downside. The only thing is we're not hitting a major resistance level on the weekly chart in the Canadian dollar versus the Japanese yen, so I would be less inclined to sell this one. Euro US dollar has been a struggle. We have had some nice trades in there. We were long. We're actually long at the very low of the week. If I can just get my cursor on there. So the low of the week is the low of the week is 115.70. That was on the very open on Sunday night. But since then, we've had lows bang on the support level for me, which is at 116.20, 116.10. And as you can see, we've had a low of 116.06, 116.15, and each time a good bounce off there. So buying at that level has really worked for us. We got as far as 116.67. That was the first target. We topped exactly at the first target. Now, I had hoped we'd get up as far as 116.90, 117.00, which is quite a good resistance level, as you can see on this chart. We're still in with a chance. As long as we hold above 116.20, 116.10, we could still make it to that target. Potential strength again for the US dollar in cable. The pound versus the US dollar has hit my resistance level. Well, not quite. It hit the 60. It hit the fib resistance at 138.35. I thought we might get a little bit higher to sort of the 138.50 area, but it's not getting there. To me, this is a bearish channel. We're hitting resistance at the top of the bearish channel. So for me, just as we're becoming into overbought territory, and we have had some quite bullish news out for the pound this week with talk of higher interest rates, and we haven't managed to get through the resistance. So for me, risks are to the downside. Let's have a look at the 4-hour chart, see if there's anything that we need to note on there. No, not really. We're just turning down a little bit. But anyway, the fact that we've hit that resistance level and held it, for me, increases risks to the downside for cable. So potential strength in the US dollar could bounce back. We've had a pretty good time trading the pound versus the Canadian dollar as well. Overran the resistance slightly, got up to 170.85. I had my stops above 170.80. I know some of you got stopped out. The rest of you managed to hold on to the position, and that's looked really good because we dipped down as far as 169.70, certainly to our first target at least. For me, this is a bear flag. For me, this looks like we will continue lower. I'll show you why. Just give me a sec. Okay, so we're holding the 100 period moving average on the 4-hour chart. That's negative. We've held the Fibonacci resistance. That's negative. Although this looks like we're in a short-term uptrend, for me, that is more of a bear flag, meaning that we will trade sideways to higher for a short period of time, then we'll break lower. When you look at this chart, when you look at the weekly chart for this pair, the pound versus the Canadian dollar, you see that we've broken quite a lot of support levels. So for me, I think we're going to head to the downside. We could even get down as low as the 168 area, retest that low and bounce off there. Well, whether we bounce or not is to be seen. But for me, I think we do have some significant potential for the downside. You can see we held the May low, 168.64. This week, this low is 168.90. So we are holding that level. I could actually put a trend line on here from the December low. What does that take us? Not really. That doesn't actually work. I'm going to take that off. It's too steep. But I will put a trend line here just to join up these lows, and then I can clearly see if that is broken. And really, you can see that we've just been in a sideways channel, and we're just sort of testing the lows of that sideways channel. Okay, that's all for me for the Forex markets. I'm going to probably cover the stock markets a little bit later on today, but I hope that is helpful. Oh, if you are not a subscriber, but you do want the very best signals from me, 34 years experience I've been doing this. I have been providing signals to banks, brokers, independent traders for over 15 years. I've got a very long track record. Google my name, Jason Sen, S-E-N. You'll see who I am. Daytradeideas.co.uk, that's my website. Have a look and do contact me if I can help you.